Testing 1, 2, and 3, and we are recording. Welcome back to the channel. Um, well, let's just say things have not been great for me. I'm a bit tired, and but let me open up some Minecraft music real quick, because why not? Well, it's the only reason why I always put on Minecraft music on YouTube instead of in game, is because oh my goodness, that is scary. What is that? That is. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to touch on that. I just saw a channel, a really weird one. There's this blonde Asian woman who is a talking AI and is talking about tech. It's very AI. It's I this is why I don't. It's okay if you make AI content. I think if you can moderate it or you can edit it in some kind of way, it works great. But I just it's entertainment. It's very hard to see AI on it all the time. I don't understand. That is that is disturbing. My goodness, I do not like to see that. Minecraft music. Oh my gosh, that is so disturbing. I'm not. I am never opening that channel ever again. Okay, I think this is loud enough. I hope so. Let us return to the game. We were pretty successful in our previous exploration, which was in this large cave over here. And it is daytime, right in noon. And we're going to cook up some of our iron. Let's make 6 so that we can make some pickaxes. Okay, we actually can already make some over here. So let's do that. Cool. We got the iron pick. What do you call it? Achievement? Advancement? I think you call them advancements today. I feel old. I feel so old that people have different names for everything now in Minecraft. We have a bunch of other beef, and I forgot where we left off. I think we did some mining deep down, and our pickaxe broke, and that's why we got out. And now we're here. I think just for the sake of this, I'm going to cook just a piece here. We should have enough time before it turns dark, and we should be able to cook the rest of the iron. Oh, that's why I don't have this thing. There you go. Alright. Let us make a helmet. That's something we don't have yet. There's no trees around, so it's quite concerning because I might need more wood for sticks. Let me see if there are any forests nearby. There's one over here, but that's quite far away as well. Look at this place. This looks pretty cool. Where is that? It's not nearby my place, isn't it? Okay, so this is our base here. So that's okay, so that's pretty far away, so we need to walk a few more to get there. Interesting. Let's keep that place in mind. While this is cooking, I think I see some coal down there. There you go. Let's make a stairway down here so that we don't get lost, which is something that if you see my videos, then you know I get lost pretty easily when I play this game. Alright. So currently today is Saturday. I'm actually at work now, but it's a slow day, so I don't have much to do anyways, and I've kind of accomplished a lot of things that I want for next week. Yesterday on Friday, and so I'll just keep doing this for now. Okay, we got the rest of the coal. Can we get back up here? There you go. Is it just me or is the furnace super slow? I just realized that. Let's make this. And we're almost full armor. Should we replace the leather tunic? We don't. Let's not replace it with anything for now. Okay, let's make a temporary waypoint here. Create waypoint. Temp. Furnace cooking. And let's go for here. Let's set waypoint. Okay, I set mine there. We have our bed, so we should be fine. Yep, we should be fine. I'm just gonna go there and grab some wood. We'll get back. And this is why the Zero's minimap mod is super helpful, because I could just pinpoint my my next destination here, and I could go back to where my furnace was, and we can just delete and edit the waypoint if we need to. I don't count this as cheating, even though I definitely could take screenshots, but that would add another another step to easily access my my map and my surroundings. This way, I could get a different bunch of resources much more easily. I've been rewatching my old recordings, and I have to say that I'm not very proud of what I sound like. It's I don't know. I just don't like how I sound like again. I used to think that I have a pretty deep voice, and people have said that to me multiple times. Every time they heard my voice for the first time, but I just don't like it. I feel weird when people point that out, that I have a deep voice, and then I have to listen to my recording and really. I'm pretty sure that I still sound like a 17-year-old teenage boy. And here we are. So I moderate. I don't moderate, but I'm a staff member in a Christian Discord server. And the teenagers I've met there are probably, they have deeper voices. They have more facial hair. It's just like, oh man, I'm just disappointed in myself at this point. And I guess that's the thing about Asians, man. I don't understand. My dad, both my mom and dad, despite from being different, from originating from different families, they share a lot of very similar characteristics regarding their health and basically their baby face. Like, you don't see them age at all. They look exactly the same. I don't know if that's just me or if that's what most parents are like. But I see that a lot with my parents. They just don't change their styles. They don't change their haircut. They wear the same clothes. They walk the same way. And I guess that's what I'll turn into, I suppose. Because I do have, I won't say I have a baby face, but I'm quite young. Or I look very young for my age. Especially if you heard my voice, and you would immediately associate it with someone who's probably in their teenage years. In some ways, I'm proud of that. In other ways, I'm not. Like, why can't you just make me? Why can't God just add a pretty nice deep voice for me? Let me get that here. We still have plenty of coal, but since it's turning dark anyways, we should probably go to sleep before we continue. So this is episode 4, I think. from the 10 episodes that I'm going for, um, I haven't done any of the podcast episodes yet, which I'd like to do someday in the future. But I'm not gonna promise anything for now. Only 10 episodes and that's it. That's my initial promise to myself. And to be honest, my spiritual life has not been great either. I think it mostly comes from me being too prideful for anything, and then God would have to send me a heart attack event for me to submit to Him, which He did a lot of times. And yeah, I feel this is why I need to record and speak to myself a lot of times. It really gives my mind more clarity on what to do next. I've tried journaling, but it's not as good as saying things out loud. And that's why I try my best to not be too sensitive about what people say about me. But at the same time, I must admit that saying things out loud and not saying anything, there's quite a big difference there, if you understand what I mean. Let's say that you were in a relationship with someone, and I was at the time, which was 2 years ago, and I remember, no, that's crazy, that was 2 years ago, man. I was a very different person back then. But what I realized is your words just can hurt somebody so much, and that's why I just refrain myself from talking too much, because I know if it is said to the right or to the wrong person, it could hugely affect their life moving forward. Why is the Minecraft music kind of scary? I don't like this. That's not the reason why I don't want the game to randomly select my Minecraft music, like my game music. Sometimes it can be really creepy, so I have to be Ooh, I hear a zombie, and there's iron here. Where was I? I was talking about words. Yeah, okay. So I just think that I'm someone who's really careful about my words. That's me including when I type to people, when I chat. But then again, chatting on Discord, or let's say texting, I guess texting doesn't equal much to, let's say, actually calling your loved one or your significant other. I don't know, I just feel that way. And I think there are also times that I feel people are just not ready to engage in conversations, and that's okay. Sometimes they're very tired, and you just can't really force the habit of having to call every day unless that's something that both you and your significant other agreed on, and which I did, but it didn't really turn out that well. And I guess right now I kind of understand that you don't exactly have to call every day. I guess there's a difference between actually loving someone and simply adoring them from afar, The music just gets super sentimental, by the way. It gets deep. I don't know, it's really weird, isn't it? When you have a crush on someone, you don't actually want to talk to them every single time, but you're very excited if you see them at work or you see them at college. And I guess that's how I feel, that despite not talking to them, I still feel that adoration for them. Like I still adore them a lot. Ooh, this place is deep. Believe me, and I had a dream. I have a really weird dream back then. This is gonna sound crazy, but the dream was right before the big cave update came on, which you can go below minus something, minus where you can go below 0, and you have this block right here. What is this block? Deep slate, yeah. Before the deep slate pots were added, I had a dream of me diving into a really dark cave. I had that dream. It's so dumb, but yes. Okay, this is pretty cool. Wait. Let me just light up the place. This is awesome. It's surprising there are no mobs at all in this cave. More diamonds. This is crazy. Wait, let me just grab this before I forget. I had a dream once where I drove into like a really, really deep cave. And it looks something like this. It looks something with a deep slate texture on it. I thought in that dream it was bedrock, but I found out soon enough that, oh, that's deep slate. And I thought I just predicted the future. That was super weird. I know it's very hard to wrap around, but I think that's what dreams are mostly for most people also. It's just very weird. Like, you don't want to dive too deep into it, but also you're very curious about what it's about and what does it mean for you. Okay. This is awesome. I hope I don't have lava above me, because that would be pretty funny if I do. Let me just put the torch. I don't like dark corners. Even in my own house. That's why if I have a house, in which I plan to, I'll definitely give it as much lighting as I can. Lighting, sorry, not lighting, because it's a very weird way to pronounce it. I just like my place super bright, and I'll definitely build the infrastructure needed to supply that much energy so that I have light all the time. What's down here? How many environments we found? 6. Okay, good. We have enough for. I think we have enough for a pickaxe, and then we have enough for so that's 3 diamonds, and we have enough for enchanting table. That's good. That's good. That's splendid. Awesome. This is very productive. I love this. Should we maybe get out of here? I mean, we have lots of minerals already, so I guess we could always go back. We have the waypoints and all that, right? So there's nothing to worry about. But that's the thing about going into caves. You just never feel like you've done enough, you know? You feel like you just have to keep going. You just have to keep finding new stuff. I don't know why that the previous topic that I was talking about, which was the not talking to your partner thing, came out. I guess I just got sentimental because of the I just got emotional because of the music. Because I don't know, when you really care about someone, like let's say I really love both of my parents, both my mom and dad. They're awesome. But the thing about my parents is that I don't really have to call them every day. They just know that I love them, and that I just know that they love me. Right? Does that make sense? Like, we just have that trust. Like, you know, my son is not gonna do anything weird. Totally. Like, I'm not definitely. I won't put them in a situation where things might go crazy. Right? Because, well, simply because I just don't want to burden them with anything. Even though I could, you know, I definitely could ask for help, but not in like not like in like some kind of like guilty Asian kid way, if that makes sense. When you know, when you feel like, oh, I don't want to be a burden, I don't want to bother them at all. But that's not the thing. Bothering them is part of trusting them to help you out, right? And so that's how I felt when I broke up with my ex. Is that I thought, you know, if I really trusted her, then I guess I wouldn't really need to chat with her every single time. I don't need to text her all the time. She just knows that I would care for her. Like, she just knows that when the situation comes up, I'll do that thing for her. But I guess that's a very hard thing to achieve, right? Because it just doesn't apply to almost every couple I met, I guess. Oop, I fell down again. Maybe I should just go up from here, so I don't need to bother myself and just need to cover this. There you go. Right. Where should we go next? We've gone through here. We haven't gone through here, and I saw some light. I think that's lava. Or that's just probably these vines, whatever they call. Man, being in a relationship is very hard. I just keep noticing that because the amount of time that you would have to commit for a significant other, if not, if they don't want to feel abandoned and stuff like that, like, that's very hard. I guess I just couldn't do it. I just can't do it for now. I guess I just have to express it in my head, and I thought, the what ifs. What if I really got to know her more and stuff like that? And by the way, when I'm talking about that, there's lots of people in my head. There's lots of people in my head because I don't know. I just feel. I guess I just. I don't think it doesn't have to be romantic love also. I realize more and more that platonic love actually exists between different sex friends and stuff, which is beautiful, I think. And I guess as you grow into adults, stuff like this doesn't really bother you, right? Like I don't. It's weird for my wife to limit on who I'm friends with. I guess in a certain way, it's all right because she is my partner, right? My future wife. I mean, I'm not married yet, but you get the idea. But I assume that she would trust me because I also wouldn't do anything else to misuse that trust or anything like that. And I hope that I should also assume that she'll be okay with other people being friends with her, either that is male or female. Because I think a good friend, like let's say that you're very close friends with let's say I'm a male, and I'm very close friends with a female friend of mine. But then also I have a romantic partner, and I think a good friend would just leave that be. Like, I'm not gonna mess with you, like, bro. Like, come on, bro. You got a wife now. I mean, or you got a girlfriend now, or you got a boyfriend now. I'm not gonna mess with that. Go be happy, something like that. I guess because that's the attitude that I have for my my female friends. And I assume that they would do the same thing for me. That's the kind of trust I want. Like I assume they want me to be in peace with my significant other or with my romantic partner. Like I'm not gonna mess with you. I'm not gonna mess with anyone. And times change, stuff like that. Ooh, we got one coal. I guess we should just grab this coal. There are definitely parts that we have not explored here yet. We didn't get to explore them in the previous episode. Is the music too loud? I'm just gonna turn down the music just a bit. Also, if I became silent every now and then, and that's just me taking a breather. I just cannot talk too fast, so I have to think before I talk. Okay. Fix your pronunciation, you dummy. Let's see. Nothing else over here. Just some more coal. That's a pretty lonely coal ore. Have we been here before? I did not remember. Ooh, that's almost a cross right there. Interesting. Praise the Lord. Okay, so we've gone through here before. I remember this. This was in the last recording. Cool, 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 cool. I'm just gonna scout around and let's see which other parts that I have not explored. I think this one is a big one that I have not explored. Yes, but there's iron here. Ooh, look at the zombies. We got them. There's lots of them there. Cool. I hear zombies near me, or I guess those are just the ones that are down there. Ooh, there's lots of you. Alright, so this is the part that we will be exploring in the next episode, I hope. Or I think the next episode would just be me organizing things in my base, which I'm going to do now also. We're going to go back to our base. And we're going to start organizing stuff because we have lots of goods now. So we have to manage our wealth with wisdom, you could say. As King Solomon will. Okay, I just got a text from my dad. I had to check that out real quick. But let's get out of here. Ooh, this is also a part that I have not yet explored. I like this music. This is very calming. Let's delete this one. Okay. This was a temporary waypoint. I'm gonna delete that one also. Okay, let's just go back to our furnace and village over there. Because we've did it. We've done our first expedition into the deep. And we were pretty successful at it. Praise the Lord. Let's see what else we can grab on the way. I think for wood we have enough for now. Weirdly enough, I didn't grab too much cobblestone from there. I think the only way if I wanted to grab as much cobblestone as I could is to actually make a quarry, or I do like a little strip mine network underneath my base. I think that's the only way to do it. Let's keep going for now. I just remember that I've been procrastinating on this single task for almost a month. And I should do that after the recording. Definitely, I'll do it. Okay. Is this the... Okay, so this is the first village. Okay, so we're pretty close right away. We're only 300 blocks away from our base. Because all I remember is this village is very close to where I am. We have not looted this house yet, so I'm just doing that for now. Are those the villages here? Okay, cool. The villages that we trapped in are still here. Where are the other houses? Okay. I need you to get back inside, sir. There will be zombies entering your house, so you better get inside your house. Yep, get inside. There you go. Okay, so we got a bunch of them inside here. That's awesome. Did they just... Okay, good. I really thought... I thought the villager went underneath or something because I didn't see him. Okay, so our base is over there. My ears are super itchy. I think it's mostly because of my sleeping patterns. You know that people sometimes sleep sideways, right? Not all people sleep facing up, and so that's what I am. And I think I've not been in a very good position to sleep in because now my head hurts. But it'll probably fix itself in a couple of days, so I'm not exactly worried about that. Let me just drop this boat here. We have 2 boats, wow. And let me separate this out. And there you go. And from here, we want to cook the rest of the steak. Awesome. Now we definitely need a new chest. We can store more items. There you go. Let's see. I didn't know that we have a golden apple. Where did we get that from? Oh, never mind. I think we got it from that nether portal, not too far away from our base. Yeah. I forgot about that. Okay. Do we have any more wood? No? Nothing? Okay, we have stairs here. And I would like the cobblestone to be here. Cobble deep slate here. I do not know why we have a light gray wool there. But okay. And it's pretty messy, I know. But hear me out here. Just try to organize this. The wood should be here. All the wood materials. And that would include this pickaxe. This was the very first wooden pickaxe that I have on this world. So I'm not going to show that out. This will be a memorial. This will be an ancient an artifact of our Minecraft world. So I'm not going to let that go. Sometimes I let go of things too easily. And it scares me, to be honest. I think because I lost something that I fought for. I lost something that I fought for a very long time. And I was like, you know what? Sure. I guess I'm just going to lose everything from now on. So I don't have that urgency to keep something, to hold something so dear to me. I guess except for my faith in Christ. Because that's what got me to this point. That's the only thing that God help me. God help me that I will hold on to that faith as long as I live. Because it's not my works that has made me worthy, that has justified me. It's only through the blood and the sacrifice of Jesus Christ on the cross. Nothing else. Let's see. Perhaps we should put the diamonds here. This light gray wool has a very weird. Okay, not. I'm just gonna take out the lapis lazuli. It doesn't deserve to be there. The dirt should be here, I guess. And the coal. I'm just gonna replace the coal here, and the flint there. There you go. Okay, that looks better. And for this thing, there you go. Okay. Okay, that looks good. It looks tidy. And this will be the rest of the iron ingots, and this will be more emeralds and more diamonds if we do find one. The gold will also be around this part. Good. Wow, organizing takes quite a long time. I guess this is just for me because I don't usually organize the stuff in my chest. If I finish cooking, oh yeah, nice. And for here, since we'll be having a lot of these two, lapis lazuli and redstone, because you find them a lot when you go underneath. So I'm gonna keep them there. I'm gonna keep the rest of the mob drops here, and the special fire charge, because that's not exactly a mob drop, but whatever, it's there, I guess. Can grab the iron ingots, store them there. Why am I so exhausted from just speaking out loud? This is my sign to start exercising. Exercising. Did I say that correctly? Exercising. Yeah, I did. I read a pretty good quote from Twitter a few days ago. It was from Alex Hermosi. If you guys have seen his probably his Instagram reels or his TikTok, or I mainly watch him on YouTube. I think he gave some pretty good advice on increasing your cash flow. I think when you dive deep into people trying to get rich on YouTube, you'll find different poles. You'll find different schools of thought. Yeah, I guess that's the correct way to put it. You'll find different schools of thought. That one where there's that one school of thought where all you need to do is that you need to buy Bitcoin, and you need to save them, and you never sell your Bitcoin. But my only objection to only buying Bitcoin is it doesn't generate cash flow. And so that's going to be really hard for me because I'm taking care of both of my parents and I'm still paying for my brother's college tuition. And I thought that's going to be really hard because I don't want to. If I could use my money to actually pay my brother's college tuition, I think that would be better use than for me to stacking up Bitcoin, which I understand. I believe in the future of Bitcoin and all that. I think with how our central banks print money these days, it is a solution, just a solution to the current monetary system. However, that's the thing. It doesn't generate cash flow, and it's going to be really hard for somebody who lives in a country where it is the only currency that you can use is the fiat currency in that country. So that's my thought. And so my main goal now is to increase cash flow, and one of those ways is through YouTube, because no matter how many times I think about this. Right. I definitely make content, even though I make content that is not perfect, that is not entertaining right away on the get-go. And I just saw a shadow went by in front of my room. That's pretty scary. But where was I? Okay. The thing about creating content is the more that I think about it, if somehow I make better content in the future, then that would mean people would go back to my old videos, which what I do to most other YouTubers that I follow through, that I watch. I go back to their old videos and I wanna see, like, where does this guy come from? Like, oh, did I just switch? Wait a minute. Okay, this is super weird. How to switch desktops? Windows 11. I just switched my desktop. I can't go back. Okay, I'm back. Oh boy, that was scary. I accidentally pressed tab and the Windows key together, and I was swapped into a different desktop. Okay, interesting. Where was I? I think I was talking about making content. Oh yeah, if I if I somehow become maybe I'll make better content in the future, but then again, it comes to the question, um, if I do make better content, people would like to go back to my old videos, and that's what I do with the YouTubers that I watch. That I go back to their old videos to see where does this guy come from. I just want to see how he begins his journey and stuff like that. And when they do that, your videos can probably and hopefully generate enough Google ads income for you, because people need to watch ads before they enter your video, which is annoying. And people, YouTube has a solution for that, which is YouTube Premium, but not all people are willing or are able to afford YouTube Premium monthly. And that's just the thought that I had, and I was like, you know what, I definitely should make Minecraft content. And I mean, I'm here for the money. I'm here for the relief of somehow blogging. I would say this is like gaming, but in the same way, this is just me vlogging. But yeah, I hope that made sense. Yeah. So this is what I do now. It's one of those attempts to probably make my future life easier. I hope so. I don't mind sharing this with my future spouse. The only problem is that if they see this as something productive or not. Because the thing about Indonesians, I guess I just have to find a partner who's willing to understand how how I do things. Not every family is able to accept that. Oh, this your husband plays Minecraft for a living. Interesting, and it'll definitely get talked about in family gatherings and during the Chinese New Year or anything like that. And that's what I've been thinking mostly. Like what does my future father-in-law and mother-in-law will think of me if I keep continuing on this path? And my only answer to that, and I've talked about this with my dad and my younger brother, because my younger brother is probably the only other person who speaks English in my family. Actually, no, he's the only one, but he's able to see it from my perspective, because both of us have been wanting to be YouTubers. So we want to be, oh, we want to create content in some way. He knows that I watch YouTubers, and I know that he watches YouTubers on daily, and that's even how we got our English in the first place. If there were not Minecraft YouTubers, I don't think both of us would be able to speak in English. And being able to speak, read, and write in English is a breakthrough. It is revolutionary. I must tell you, people who are born with the ability to speak in English, you guys have it easy. I have to be honest, because the knowledge gap between English speaking countries and non-English speaking countries, it's a lot, especially in third world countries and in developing countries like Indonesia and Thailand and Vietnam. You will rarely find someone in the street who can speak English right away, unless of course you're traveling or you're walking in the streets of, let's say, like a huge metro city, like a metropolitan city like Jakarta or Bangkok or Kuala Lumpur. I don't count Malaysians in this because Malaysians can speak English very easy, but Indonesians not so much, not so much. So my tip for both of my for any Indonesians and Southeast Asians who are watching this and could understand me, you have to start practicing your English. That's for sure. Because the learning resources that I've got out of my campus has been amazing. Because I don't have to listen to the lecture in front of me. I could just look it up on some guy's other blog, and I got a full tutorial on how to make, let's say, like a Python blog from start to finish, and I got an A instantly on my grades because all I did was copy his blog post. And that's crazy. That's crazy. Back when ChatGPT wasn't around, I used to read blog posts. That's all I do. I copy other people's projects from blog posts. And people need to wake up to that. Definitely, definitely Indonesians. They just have to wake up to that, and they have to realize that the power to be able to speak in English, just to access the English language. You guys are opening doors to other worlds, quite literally, to other worlds. Just the other countries are so fascinating for me, because it would be very weird for an American to, let's say, they get out from their country for the very first time and they visit a place like, let's say rural Indonesia. They would be surprised with the amount of just the how different it is and how much people don't think like they think. And because I've been influenced a lot by Western culture since I grew up, since I was a kid. And I can still, it still bothers me that they'll be so surprised when they come to this country and they live here for probably a month. They will learn so much, and they'll be super grateful for what they have. Because really, it's crazy. It is crazy. Man. I think the only thing that limits that I'm quote unquote Western English speaking people are their beliefs. Because when it comes to Indonesians, there are a lot of people who have faith in their work, but they just don't have access to the knowledge that they need. It's crazy. I know, the more you think about it, the knowledge gap is crazy, and that's what I aim to do. Both with my employees and with my dad and with my brother. I've been talking this about to him, and bro. I think this is our mission. We have to close that knowledge gap between us and the Western countries. It's too much. It's too much. But let's say you're a Chinese tech employee. You'll most likely be able to read in English. Like, that's all you need. You don't even need to speak it, but you can copy ChatGPT from OpenAI and you can make DeepSeek. That's how crazy it is, dude. You don't even have to speak English fluently. You just need to be able to read and understand and create in English. You don't have to speak in English. You have AI now. You have text to speech, right? Of course, like, practicing speaking languages is way better, I think, but it needs more effort, definitely. But if you're just there to understand, you just need to understand English. You don't have to speak it. And your knowledge gap, that large knowledge gap, in your head, in your brain, that's closed up, dude. You can fill it up with all the knowledge you have with books and stuff. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Like, when I first read the English Bible again, I have a New King James Version Bible that my grandma passed down to my dad, and my dad passed down to me. But when I was reading it when I was a kid, I think I didn't understand much of it. But I realized after I read the English Bible, I just realized, oh my goodness, so many preachers, so many pastors here don't really understand how the gospel works, and that's mostly because of the limit of the languages. Like, some things are just not translated perfectly from let's say, even from Greek to English, right? Because the New Testament was in Greek. From Greek to English, well, probably from Greek to Latin first, because that was the first one that the Catholic Church translated to, and then you go through history and you got to the Reformation phase of the church, and there was Martin Luther, who was rewriting the Bible, translating the Bible into German, and then you have John Wycliffe, you have King, you have the King of England making his own church and distributing the English Bibles, and William Tyndale. And you start to think, okay, so lots of things are definitely missing from these translations. But that's why you need to read it into context and stuff like that, and that's important. And even just from transitioning from an Indonesian Bible, from the Indonesian Bible to the English Bible, it gives so much more value, and I could understand so many things much better, because finally I can understand the resources that Western theologians have on certain Bible passages and stuff like that. And here I am in Christian service, seeing Christians debate on their own belief and their faith in Christ and which one is the right church. And it's just sad. It's very sad. I know this is just me rambling now, but you guys can imagine how sad it is seeing that. Because, if I could, I want to educate the people here with English as much as they can, so they can access the richness of Western theology and all the writers, all the early church fathers, and because we don't have that luxury in our language. You know, we don't have that luxury in our language. So that puts me into a dilemma. Should I translate this in my best ability to my mother tongue, to my mother language, to Indonesian, or should I stay with English and I should teach English to the people here? And I got to a point where finally, you know what, the easy thing to do is definitely to teach them English, because in English you cannot only access religious study resources, but you can also access, let's say, books, financial books. Let's say you want to study the Austrian School of Economics. Let's say you wanted to study the Bitcoin standard and all that. Then you need English. You need English because most likely the influencers and the ones who are voicing out these resources every month online are the people who speak in English and not those who speak in Indonesian. Because again, people here are not that smart, I'd say. It's a very harsh truth for me to even swallow right now, because it's harsh. It's saying your own people is dumb is too harsh for yourself sometimes. You know what? God bless Indonesia, man. I pray for this country every time I can, because, and that's me every time I pray. You know, God, you know my deepest thoughts, you know my deepest wants, you know my deepest desires. There are some things that I cannot say out loud in this prayer, but I know you are watching over me. I know that you hear me when I say, God help these people, God help this village and stuff like that. Because sometimes when you pray, you just forgot about them, and that's why every time I pray, I need to remind in my prayer that God, you know me the best, and you know the things that I desire, you know the things that I long for, you know the things that I feel pity for, you know the people that I wanted to be successful and stuff like that. And so I wanted to bring them into prayer as well, even though this prayer is not perfect. But let your will be done through your humble servant. But these are our prayers. Because you once taught us that we should knock if we want something. Knock and you shall receive. Ask and you shall... Oh wait, no. Knock and the door shall be open for you, and ask you shall receive. And that's me in prayer, basically. Praying is the only thing that's probably very hard for me, because I don't feel worthy enough to be in his presence sometimes, and I feel like I failed him so many times that I don't deserve to ask anything from him. And I guess that puts down to me being the first son in my family, because sometimes I feel like, I've burdened my parents too much, I don't want to burden them again. But then again, if you're my dad, and which I aim to be someday, if I became a dad, I don't think I'll ever mind my children asking help from me. Right? It's just because out of love. I guess when it becomes obnoxious, of course you have to advise them, and you have to tell them, hey, this is how you do this stuff. So when I can help you, this is how you do it. And that's what my dad has been teaching me. You know, that's what I want to pass down to my children someday in the future. But man, this episode, this is just me jumping around in Minecraft and rambling and yapping. I guess this is my only medium to talk about these things. I know all the things that I've said are genuine truth of the thing that I've been thinking. It's just the human mind is just so interesting, right? The dynamic of human society is always interesting, and I guess that's what I've been looking for. Before me coming to Christianity, I've been looking for an answer, and the thing about I think Gavin Outland, which is a Protestant apologist on YouTube. You can find him in Truth Unites in his YouTube channel. But I remember him saying that Protestants can just accept all this messiness and call it be okay, and I think that speaks more about the nature of Christ and his church, because you have to remember that the church is not perfect, and it's Christ's work on the cross that will justify and sanctify the church through the Holy Spirit.